Shalom, brothers and sisters. Welcome to part 2 of the War Scrolls, the wars of the sons of light and the sons of darkness. Let's pick up where we left off at. Let's see. Let's start right here. The coming of Melchizedek, column 21. Zion is the congregation of all the sons of righteousness, who uphold the covenant and turn from walking in the way of the people. Your divine being is Melchizedek, Hamashiach, who will deliver them from the power of Belial, Shoftiym, concerning what scriptures say. Then you shall have the trumpet sounded loud in the 7th month. The wicked and the holy, for guilt with the congregation of his people, for it has wallowed in the sin of the sons of men, and it was appointed for the great judgments and evil diseases in the flesh, according to the mighty deeds of Yahuah, and in accordance with their wickedness, each man according to his lot, which he has cast for eternal life. Now there's some missing things there. The thanksgiving hymn. Violent men have sought after my life because I have clung to your covenant. For they, an assembly of deceit, and a horde of Belial, know not that my stand is maintained by you. So it's the Most High that maintains us, brothers and sisters. And they, teachers of lies and seers of falsehood. How many of these teachers you see on YouTube telling lies and seeing falsehood, preaching falsely, seeing false things, having false visions and dreams and prophesying them to you falsely, and when the time comes, it never happens. Setting dates and everything. That's seers of falsehood. Even Martin Luther King was a seer of falsehood, talking about he had a dream of seeing them and us together, happily. Having schemed against me a devilish scheme to exchange the Torah engraved on my heart by you for the smooth things which they speak to your people. But thou, O Yahuah, do despise all Belial's designs. Apocrypha Psalms. Rejoice, rejoice, and be glad with gladness. Celebrate your feast and pay your vows, for there is no Belial in your midst. Behold, the enemy shall perish, and all the workers of iniquity shall be dispersed. So this is when we're going to rejoice, Zion. When we're back in our land, Belial will no longer and forever be in our midst. He will no longer be in our midst forever. Even when he's released after the 1,000 years, he would go and deceive all the nations, but he would no longer be able to come into our land, brothers and sisters. Picture on Habakkuk 1 and 6. For behold, I rouse the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation. Interpreted, this concerns the Shoftiym, the Romans. Now you understand when it mentions the Chaldeans. I knew it was talking about the Romans in Jeremiah. when it was talking about the Chaldeans. But this here gives you an idea. This concerns the Shoftiym, who are quick and valiant in war. Now remember, Shoftiym, let me go get it. Shoftiym, who is the Romans, became one with Edom. long time ago. This is the book of Jasher, chapter 90, verse 30. He then heard that Edom had revolted. Edom had revolted from under the hand of Shoftiym, and Latnus went to them and smote them and subdued them and placed them under the hand of the children of Shoftiym. Oh, gotta expand this. Okay, sorry about that. Let me start over. He then heard that Edom had revolted from under the hand of Shoftiym, Rome, and Latnus, went to them and smote them and subdued them and placed them under the hand of the children of Shoftiym. And Edom became one kingdom with the children of Shoftiym all the days. Here's your missing link. I tried to show this here to the one that calls himself a prophet, G-Dash, but he wouldn't listen. And for many years there was no king in Edom, and their government was with the children of Shoftiym and their king. Brothers and sisters, this is the missing link of how Edom ties in with Japheth's lineage and how they became one, brothers and sisters, to this day. And that's why you have Edom at the very top of Japheth, reigning and ruling over them, and got them doing all these hellish things, because Edom is the children of destruction spoken of in the son of perdition, the son of destruction. All right, let's go back. Oh, by the way, read chapter 60 through 90, and you'll get the full story of these wars between Shoftiym and Edom. For behold, I roused the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation interpreted. This concerns the Romans, who is of Japheth and Edom, who are quick and valiant in war. This is, remember, Esau was blessed. Esau was blessed to live by the sword. Right here in Genesis chapter 27, verse 40. And by the sword, wait, let's back it up. And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. You're going to have the best places. That's why he created all these vacation spots and all these lands he took over. And of the dew of heaven from above. You're going to enjoy the best of the best. And by thy sword shalt thou live. He was going to be always at war. He will live by the sword. He cannot be in peace, ever. He has to be at war. The Arabs and Ishmael, they've been at peace amongst each other. They don't have to go out there warring against the nations and taking their lands and always living by the sword. Just because their flag or their banner has a couple of swords on it doesn't mean that Esau is the Ishmaelites. No, brothers and sisters, y'all falling for all manner of deception, and the serpent's tongue is good at explaining this deception to you, that the Saudi Arabia is Esau. When you got the children of Keturah over there, the Midianites who mixed with the Ishmaelites, they became the Arabs, brothers and sisters. So there's more to that than meets the eye. But I don't want to get too off track. So Esau is blessed to live by the sword, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So we had them enslaved at a point in serving us, and they broke the yoke off our neck. And it's been on ever since. Now let's go back here. This concerns the Romans, who are quick and valiant in war, causing many to perish. Everywhere they go, they shall kill, steal, and destroy. All the world shall fall under the dominion of the Shoftiym. This is the Europeans, the Roman and the Greek and Esau at their finest. And the wicked shall not believe in the laws of Yahuah. That's why they created their church, which did away with the laws of the Most High. They are the wicked, and many nations follow her. Damascus, document column 19, line 5 through 6. But all those who despise the ordinances and statutes, the evil ones will be repaid their due when Yahuah visits the land. So they're going to be repaid for despising the laws, statutes, and commandments. All right, the war scroll. The hand of the mighty of Yahuah in battle, so as to bring down all the slain because of unfaithfulness. On the trumpets of ambush they shall write, mysteries of Yahuah to wipe out wickedness. Wow. On the trumpets of pursuit they shall write, Yahuah has struck all sons of darkness. For they are a wicked congregation. All their deeds are in darkness. It is their desire. They have established all their refuge in a lie. Their strength is as smoke that vanishes, and all their vast assemblies is as chaff which blows away, desolation, and shall not be found. I guess they shall experience desolation and shall not be found. Every creature of greed shall wither quickly away like a flower at harvest time. Oh yeah, you're going to see your greedy Wall Street come to naught. All your plans of retirement for the rest of your life come to naught. All of it is going to be taken from you. 1 Samuel chapter 2 verse 9 through 10. He will keep the feet of his saints, and the wicked shall be silent in darkness. For by strength shall no man prevail. The adversaries of Yahuah shall be broken to pieces. Out of heaven shall he thunder upon them. Yahuah shall judge the ends of the earth, and he shall give strength unto his king, and exalt the horn of his anointed. Hallelujah. Mishlei 2:12 through 14. I don't know what that is right there. Y'all look it up, put it in the comment section below. To deliver thee from the way of the evil man, from the man that speaketh froward things, who leave the paths of uprightness, to walk in the ways of darkness. Now we've seen some of our brothers and sisters leave the paths of uprightness and begin to walk in darkness. Who rejoice to do evil and delight in the frowardness of the wicked. Mishlei 4:18 through 20. But the path of the just is as the shining light, that shineth more and more unto the perfect day. The way of the wicked is as darkness. They know not at what they stumble. They don't know what they're stumbling on. My son, attend to my words, incline thine ear unto my sayings. This is Revelation 16:10, and the fifth angel poured out his vial upon the seat of the beast, and his kingdom was full of darkness, and they gnawed their tongues for pain. Belial, Bala, waste, consume, wither. Yaal, to profit, to flourish. Translated as Belial, wicked, ungodly men. First occurrence, Deuteronomy 13:13. Certain men, the children of Belial, are gone out from among you, and have withdrawn the inhabitants of their cities, saying, Let us go and serve other deities, which you have not known. 1 Samuel 2:12. Now the sons of Eli were sons of Belial. They knew not Yahuah. So the sons of the Most High, or have become the sons of the enemy, Hashatan, and they knew not the Most High Yahuah. 2 Samuel 23:6. But the sons of Belial shall be all of them as thorns thrust away, because they cannot be taken with hands. I forgot this. Is this Psalms? Ephraim. Let me go look. Okay, stop laughing at me. That's Hebrews 6:8. But that which beareth thorns and briars is rejected, and is nigh unto cursing, whose end is to be burned. Yahuah, Matthew 13:7. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprung up and choked them. These are the sons of darkness. 2 Corinthians 6:14-18. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers, for what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion have light with darkness? And what concord have Messiah with Belial? Or what part have he that believeth with an infidel? Wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith the Most High Yahuah, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. They are unclean things. The Most High said, I don't even touch them. In the war scroll, Belial is equivalent to wickedness, darkness, outside of the covenant, 7 vainglorious nations. So Belial is equivalent to these 7 vainglorious nations of the heathens. Reprehensible, rule, lawlessness. Edom, from the earth, from Adam or a man. Now, we know that is not what the Bible said about what the name of Edom is. Another trickery, brothers and sisters. But you can find that in Genesis chapter 25, how the name Edom came into play. Bereshit, Genesis 25:30. And Esau said to Jacob, Feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. There you go. Where did this come from? The heathen, of course. Obadiah, verse 8. Shall I not in that day, saith the Most High, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? And he will. Moab, from a father, one of the 2 sons of Lot, and his own daughter. Okay, we knew that. Let's see, what is Shemot? Okay, I found it. Exodus 15:15. Then the dukes of Edom shall be amazed, the mighty men of Moab. Trembling shall take hold upon them. All the inhabitants of Canaan shall melt away. Numbers 25:1-3. And Israel abode in Shittim. And the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. And they called the people unto the sacrifices of their Elohims. And the people did eat and bowed down to their Elohims. And Israel joined himself unto Baal Peor. And the anger of the Most High of Yahuah was kindled against Yasharal. Sons of Ammon. Ammon from Am, a group of people. Judges 3:13. And he gathered unto him the children of Ammon and Amalek, and went and smote Israel and possessed the city of palm trees. Now they're just bearing witness to these different tribes, sons of darkness here. Then did Solomon build an high place for Chemos, the abomination of Moab, in the hill that is before Jerusalem, and for Molech, the abomination of the children of Ammon. Zephaniah 2:8-9. I have heard the reproach of Moab, and the revilings of the children of Ammon, whereby they have reproached my people and magnified themselves against their border. Therefore as I live, saith the Most High Yahuah of hosts, the Elohim of Yasharal, surely Moab shall be as Sodom, and the children of Ammon as Gomorrah, even the breeding of nettles and salt pits, and perpetual desolation. The residue of my people shall spoil them, and the remnant of my people shall possess them. Isaiah 11:12-15. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcast of Yasharal, and gather together the dispersed of Yehudah from the four corners of the earth. The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Yehudah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Yehudah, and Yehudah shall not vex Ephraim, but they shall fly upon the shoulders of the Philistines toward the west. They shall spoil them of the east together. They shall lay their hand upon Edom and Moab, and the children of Ammon shall obey them. Now remember, this Edom is mixed with Japheth and Chittim, and of course this is China. Some of you may not believe this is China, but I happen to believe it is China. The Most High mentions in Daniel chapter 11 that Moab was a great multitude. So either Moab is the Indian people of India or China. And I'm running with this one because in 2nd Esdras it talks about Asia rising her head up and being the glory of Babylon and being just like her. So China is trying to whore the world just like her. And you see that taking place with them taking over Africa now, trying to be like Babylon, being a superpower, getting a super army. All this, launching into space. Well, at least up to the firmament. trying to do all the things that Babylon has done. Go read about it. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, about halfway through, or you can just read it all through chapter 16 to the end. And the children of Ammon shall obey them, and the Most High shall utterly destroy the tongue of the Egyptian sea, and with his mighty wind shall he shake his hand over the river, and shall smite it in the 7 streams, and make men go over dry shod. And this is also spoken of in 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verses, 30 through 45, something like that, where the Most High will strike the stream again, and we shall pass back over again, where the northern kingdom will pass back over. Okay, let's go on. Judges 6:3. And so it was, when Israel had sown, that the Midianites came up, and the Amalekites, and the children of the east, even they came up against them. So don't think that the Rothschilds, who is Red Shield, don't have nothing to do with China and its banking cartel and the control of China. Believe me, the Edomites are all over this world, reigning and ruling at the very top, and they are indeed the end of the world, as 2nd Ezra chapter 6 states, 6 and 9. They are indeed the end of the world. And the children of East, even they came up against them. So they are at the top, putting the East against the West, the North against the South. They've been financing these wars, financing both sides, World War I and both World War II, and all the little wars in between. Edom is a corrupt people, spoiled nation. Philistines, Palestine, from Palash, lit, to dive into the dust, to invade land, son of Cush, Nimrod, and Mitzrayim. Ezekiel 27:30, and shall cause their voice to be heard against thee, and shall cry bitterly, and shall cast up dust upon their heads. They shall wallow themselves in the ashes. This is judgment. Woe unto the inhabitants of the sea. Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 5. Woe unto the inhabitants of the sea coast, the nations of the Cherethites. The word of the Yahuah is against you, O Canaan, the land of the Philistines. I will even destroy thee, that there shall be no inhabitant. The Most High is going to take down these nations, brothers and sisters. Psalms 108:9. Moab is my washpot. Over Edom will I cast out my shoe. Over Philistia will I triumph. So you see the main ones here he is against. Chittim, who is Edom and Japheth together, and Moab and the Philistines. Yahuah 9 and 12. The Syrians before and the Philistines behind, and they shall devour Yasharah with open mouth. For all this his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. Isaiah 14:29. Rejoice not thou, whole Palestina, because the rod of him that smote thee is broken. For out of the serpent's root shall come forth a cockatrice, and his fruit shall be a fiery flying serpent. There's your F-35s and F-18s. Kittim, from katat, to crush or beat, as in crushing olives. Children of Javan, Greece, and from Japheth. Shemot 27:20. And thou shalt command the children of Yasharah that they bring the pure olive oil beaten for the light, to cause the lamp to burn always. Zephaniah 11:6. For I will no more pity the inhabitants of the land, saith Yahuah, but lo, I will deliver the men, every one into his neighbor's hands. So they're going to be fighting each other, and into the hand of his king, and they shall smite the land, and out of their hand I will not deliver them. See, these curses are coming upon them. They will not be delivered. Numbers 24:24. And ships shall come from the coast of Chittim, and shall afflict Ashur, and shall afflict Eber, and he also shall perish forever. Wow. Isaiah 23:1-12. The burden of Tyre, howl, ye ships of Tarshish, for it is laid waste, so that there is no house, no entering in. From the land of Chittim it is revealed to them. And he said, thou shalt no more rejoice, O thou oppressed virgin, daughter of Zidon. Arise, pass over to Chittim. And this is where you see all those Hamites crossing over, and not only Hamites, you got some Arabs and mixed in there and others crossing over the Mediterranean into Chittim's land, into Greece, Italy, all those little areas. Daughters of Zidon. Zidon and Tyre, who sold us to the Grecians. Now Zion is crossing over to, passing over to Chittim. There also shalt thou have no rest. And they ain't having no peace over there either. Ezekiel 27:6. Of the oaks of Bashan have they made thine oars. The company of the Ashurites have made thy benches of ivory, bought out of the isles of Chittim. Wow. Okay, we're going to leave this right here. And let's see how far I got to go. I'm going to make a part 3 to finish this. So y'all go to part 3.